no one ever noticed Sarah quietly organizing books in the library. Students would mock her, calling her a tech dinosaur. But that night, when hackers began attacking the library's system, Sarah's fingers started dancing on the keyboard. And that's when everyone realized the world's greatest hacker had been hiding among them all along. Sarah Henderson, 47 years old, thick glasses, brown hair, always in a bun. She's worked at Meridian University Library for 15 years. Every morning at 8:30 a.m., every evening at 6 p.m. Same thermos coffee, same sandwich, same desk. Students call her Fossil Sarah because she seems to struggle even turning on a computer. Her fingers appear to fumble clumsily across the keys when checking email. Last week, sophomore Mike laughed at her, saying, "Aunt Sarah, you don't hold a mouse like that." But no one knew about the 8-monitor setup in Sarah's basement. No one knew she'd worked in the NSA's most classified division 20 years ago. And absolutely no one knew that in the digital world, they called her Phantom. Wednesday evening, 10:30 p.m. Sarah should have been home hours ago, but there was inventory to do, and she'd stayed late. Only Tom, the security guard, remained in the building, keeping watch downstairs. Sarah was organizing books in the fourth-floor classical literature section. "Who put Dostoevsky in the wrong place again?" she muttered. Holding Crime and Punishment, she heard a strange sound from below. Alarms. Computer system alarms from throughout the library. Sarah's heart raced. These alarms only sounded in one situation: cyber attack. Sarah rushed down to the computer section. Red warning messages flashed on the main terminal. System breach detected. Firewall compromised. Data leak risk. Tom ran upstairs. "Sarah! What's happening? All the alarms are going off." Sarah adjusted her glasses. Her hands were trembling, but not from fear, from excitement. After 20 years, she was returning to the arena. "Tom, call the police, but first give me 10 minutes alone." "Sarah, what can you possibly do?" "This is technical stuff. We should wait for experts." "Tom!" Sarah's voice had hardened. Tom had never seen her like this. "Trust me." 10 minutes. After Tom left, Sarah sat at the terminal. Her fingers touched the keyboard, and everything changed. The clumsy, slow-moving fingers disappeared. In their place came machine-like precision, swift and certain. Sarah's pupils had dilated. 20 years of longing returned with a single touch. Code streamed across the screen. Accessing network diagnostics, tracing intrusion source, analyzing attack vectors. China, most likely Shanghai, PLA Unit 61398. Sarah spoke to herself. "I've seen this type of DNS flooding attack before. Pentagon attack, 2019. Her fingers moved faster. Code flowed. Deploying countermeasures, initiating reverse trace. Activating Phantom Protocol, the attackers were trying to breach the university's student records. Identity information for 45,000 students, credit card numbers, family details, all at risk. No, no, no. Sarah's voice had changed. She was no longer a librarian, but a warrior. "You're not touching these kids' information." Her fingers danced across the keyboard. 20 years of experience returned instantly. Phantom.exe activated. Deploying viral payload. Mirror attack initiated. Phantom Protocol, a special attack program from her NSA days. Software that seized the attacker's own system and struck them with their own weapons. Sarah's masterpiece. The attackers noticed Sarah. This message appeared on their screens. "Hello, children. I'm Phantom. You've come to the very wrong place." In a dark room in Shanghai, 3 hackers looked at each other. Phantom? Isn't that just a legend? Impossible. Phantom disappeared 20 years ago. But Sarah smiled, seeing their conversation on her screen. She hadn't forgotten the microphone hack either. I didn't disappear, children. I was just on leave. Sarah was at full speed now. She began seizing the attacker's systems, accessing attacker systems, downloading personal files, initiating data destruction. Ah, Li Wei, a name and photo appeared on screen. You graduated from Beijing Tech University. Your mother would have been so proud, but now you'll need to explain the situation to her. The attack leader froze when he saw his own graduation photo on his screen. Impossible! That information was classified. Child's play. Sarah smiled coldly. Now, pay attention. My virus is currently in your computers. If you don't exit the system in 60 seconds, I'll wipe all your hard drives. The attackers were panicking. The legendary phantom they'd thought was a myth was treating them like children. 50, 49, 48. Sarah began the countdown. Phantom, please. We were just students. I'm protecting students. 30, 29, 28. In Shanghai, keyboards began frantically clacking. The attackers tried to exit the system, but Sarah had trapped them in a maze. 15, 14, 13. Okay. We're leaving. Too late. Enter. 3 computers in Shanghai crashed simultaneously. Hard drives wiped. But Sarah didn't stop there. She sent the attackers' identities, photos, and complete records of their activities to China's Cybersecurity Bureau. Think twice before targeting children next time. The library alarms fell silent. Systems returned to normal. 45,000 students' data was safe. Tom came running. Sarah, the experts are coming. How's the situation? Sarah adjusted her glasses. She wiped her hands on her skirt and slowly stood up. The hard expression on her face had vanished. The old Sarah had returned. Oh, Tom, I was so scared. I restarted the system. I think it's working now, but the experts should definitely check. Tom was surprised. You fixed the system? But you're not good with technology. Me? Sarah smiled innocently. No, I just pressed restart. Sometimes simple solutions work. Next morning, Sarah arrived at 8:30 as usual. Thermos coffee, sandwich, and smile. Computer engineering student Mike ran to her. Aunt Sarah! There was a huge cyber attack last night. The legendary hacker called Phantom saved the whole university. Sarah adjusted her glasses. Phantom? Who's that? The world's best hacker. Disappeared 20 years ago but returned last night. Completely destroyed the attackers. Wow, Sarah smiled while organizing books. I wish I could do things like that. Mike laughed. Aunt Sarah, you're sweet, but technology isn't your thing. People like Phantom are on another level. Sarah placed Dostoevsky back in position and said, Yes. Another level. And when she went home that night, a new message waited on her basement's 8-monitor system. Pentagon to Phantom. We missed you. Ready to return? Sarah smiled, took a sip of her coffee, and typed back, I'm not retired yet. Because sometimes the greatest secrets hide in the most ordinary places. And sometimes the world's most dangerous hacker might be the quiet woman organizing books in the library. Sarah Henderson still works at the same desk, still wears the same glasses, and still, when no one's looking, continues being the world's most dangerous cyber warrior. Because real power isn't about making noise. It's about acting quietly when the time comes. And if you ever see someone working quietly in a library, don't underestimate them. Because when their fingers touch a keyboard, remember that the world might change. Because behind every book lies a story, and sometimes the hero of that story is sitting right next to you. This story is a dramatized adaptation based on real events involving Sarah Henderson, known by the codename Phantom. While all names and locations are fictional, cyber heroes like this truly live among us.